men say, I'm staying single.
Men are more attracted to peace than, okay?
I think a lot of men are just kind of tired of knowing that most women are looking for help and they're not really looking for love.
I go out for drinks, I go to coffee shops, I go to the mall, I go to the store. Where are they? Where are they going?
He's not single because he can't get women. He's single because most of the women nowadays are not worth the investment.
That a woman is single by choice. Why? Because men are almost never single by choice.
Why are more men deciding that staying single is a better option than navigating modern dating? Is this just another internet trend? Or are today's dating experiences giving more men practical reasons to opt out altogether? Men aren't choosing singlehood because of online narratives or negative stereotypes. They're choosing it because the lived experience of modern dating keeps delivering the same verdict. The debate isn't complicated. The incentives are just finally being read honestly.
And don't ever say I never told y'all anything. Men are more attracted to peace than, okay? And don't let that go over y'all heads, because I be hearing women, seeing women talk about her, talk about his girl, talk about his wife. That lady is probably an angel. But you don't know what type of energy, peace, vibes, happiness, just being a good soul, being a good person. You don't know what this person brings, what type of value she brings. Y'all so focused on the image, the outside. The exterior is beautiful. Inside is just ew. And I be hearing it all the time from these men. Yeah, she bad as hell. She cold as hell. Body banging. Attitude ugly. Energy ugly. Peace, happiness, love is way more attractive than what you think.
How am I supposed to find a man? Can you tell me? My dad just pulled me aside at a family birthday party. We came together to celebrate my grandma's 91st birthday. My dad pulls me to the side and goes, I got you something. I'm like, what did you get me? It's not my birthday, it's my grandma's birthday. He's like, when we were in Miami, I went to the special perfume shop, and he pulls out my perfume, my like Gucci perfume that I use every single day. I'm like, how in the world did you know that I use this perfume? He's like, when I was at your apartment fixing your cabinet, I took a photo of your perfumes. What do you mean you took a photo of my perfumes? What do you mean you went to the store specifically for me to buy me perfumes that I didn't tell you that I wear? You just went to my house and took a picture. And I'm supposed to find a partner like that?
Expecting a romantic partner to replicate what a father was supposed to provide is not a relationship dynamic. It's unresolved family trauma looking for a host. Men are not free therapists, father substitutes, or emotional support infrastructure. That work belongs in actual therapy.
I'm just going to talk about this comment that was left on one of my videos, and there's quite a few men that leave similar comments to this, and this proclamation that, you know, this is why men are staying single. And this is obviously not all men, but there is a reason why men do this. And the reason that men say I'm staying single, which in other terms basically means I'm also willing to have a string of hookups that mean nothing to get my own needs satisfied, is that the reason that they do this is because they are not willing to face themselves. Any man that says, you know, I'm staying single, is because they do not want to be in a situation that is causing them to face parts of themselves that have been denied, that have been repressed, where they are not taking accountability for the way that they show up in relationships. And obviously, if they're not in relationship or opening themselves up to the right person, they're not going to have this mirroring. And so by isolating and saying, you know, this is why men are staying single, it's just basically another way of saying, I don't want to face myself. Because unfortunately in Western society and sort of in the modern world, men are becoming apathetic. They're becoming more feminized. And when wounded feminine energy shows up in men, it causes them to lack accountability, to not want to take responsibility, to be flighty, to not commit to things, which is automatically a massive turn-off to women that are in a healed feminine energy. And so the sorts of women that they would actually, you know, thrive in relationship with, they're not attracting anyway, because they're not opening themselves up to the possibility that actually they're the ones that are responsible for the type of women that they're actually pulling in the first place. And so it becomes this vicious cycle. But when men say, you know, that they're staying single as an act of, you know, trying to control their circumstances, the reality is underneath that they're feeling very much out of control. And because they don't have a language for communicating, you know, what's going on underneath, because no man that is in a healed masculine energy is going to make this proclamation and decide that he's going to be single for the rest of his life. Because when you look at the way that obviously masculine energy thrives in life, it is to build, it's to continuously have something to move towards, to build some sort of legacy for self, and to feel as if they're creating a foundation, you know, and building something. And so when you're saying, you know, I'm cutting off my own growth, which is obviously what comes from being in a relationship anyway, they're automatically showcasing they're not actually in their masculine. Because to get to the end of your life and basically look back and say, you know, I worked a job that was okay, that paid the bills, sat on my own money so I didn't have to pay anything, you know, for women, and, you know, got to the end of my life with a string of hookups. You look back at that as a legacy for a male, and the level of regret that would come with that is not going to feel good. So if a man makes this proclamation, then this is what he really means. And emotional fulfillment in life comes from the depth of intimacy we have with our partners, with the people that are closest to us. And when we cut ourselves off from that and the possibility of exploring that, we don't live an emotionally fulfilling life. We live a life that's filled with surface level distractions, surface level projections that don't actually lean into anything of depth. And so when a man says this, he's likely very much in his feminine, in an apathetic energy where he doesn't want to commit to things. And so within a relationship, he's not going to take accountability. This is obviously very different for a man that chooses to stay single until the right person comes along and works on himself in the meantime. This is an attribute of a healthy masculine male, and a man that's able to concentrate and focus his energy in such a way that's actually going to be really supportive and conducive once the right partner shows up, or once he's ready to take that step with the right partner. And this is the sort of dynamic and mentality that actually breeds and calls in soul connection as well, because the man is anchored into his masculine energy as opposed to dismissing the concept of relationship altogether, which is naturally a byproduct of being very wounded. And soul connection in and of itself can only come in when you are truly connected to yourself, whether you're male or female. So if you don't have a deep understanding of, you know, your own psyche, the way that you operate, of your own triggers, where you're not taking accountability and reconciling that internally, you're not actually in a position to attract in what would be like a deep soul connection anyway. So all of these things are interconnected. They all play into one another. But the difference is that when you are connected to self, you see the mirroring and the divinity in others. When you are not connected to yourself, you see through the eyes of separation, of somebody else wanting to take from you, as opposed to being with an open and generous heart that actually allows you to feel the fullness of what a relationship can actually bring for you.
The spark on the first date or nothing standard eliminates most viable partners before they've had a chance to demonstrate any actual value. Chemistry is manufactured by Hollywood. Compatibility is built over time. Confusing the two is why the search keeps failing.
I mean, if you are going to start checking yourself, I think you should probably start by maybe checking your energy, you know, checking your aura, checking your mannerisms, checking how your facial expressions are coming off to the world. You know, a lot of women, most women walk around with a very nasty attitude. A lot of women walk around very irritable, very disrespectful, very mean, you know, just very unapproachable. So I think if you are going to start there. You and a lot of other women should start there and try to acknowledge, you know, what am I doing? How am I coming off to the world? Secondly, I think a lot of men are just kind of tired of knowing that most women are looking for help and they're not really looking for love. A lot of men are starting to catch on to
Absolutely. Oh, I'm glad she said it.
The fact that as soon as they do exchange numbers with a lot of y'all, all of a sudden your hair needs to be done, and now all of a sudden you ain't ate in 3 days, and a bill has been backed up for the last 3 months, and you know, and a lot of times when men ask y'all for your names, y'all got the audacity to throw out y'all Cash App number.
That's crazy.
A lot of men just don't date anymore. Intimacy has become completely conditional. It's so funny because if a man fails to meet a woman's needs in a relationship, oh my god, she can post a video about it and there's thousands of comments of women in support of that. But if a man wants a little bit more physical touch in his relationship, he's the problem. He's the problem every time he has a need or want. Not only that, but a lot of men, once they actually commit to a woman, have noticed the intimacy drop to almost nothing or nothing. But her expectations out of the relationship grow or stay the same. How is that fair? Why would he want to date? He gets nothing that he wants out of it.
You want to know why men over 40 are staying single? I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight. This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit tight. You're about to find out he didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity?
Speed dating rebranded as a time-efficient rejection experience is the most accurate description of those events yet. At least the efficiency is real. Men can confirm the market conditions in minutes rather than months.
I realized how little game that I had with men until one time I was out at a bar with my friends and I'd had a few drinks and my ego was getting a little bit too high that night. And I think I was running a little bit low on money.
So you're broke.
I don't know. I just couldn't afford to buy myself drinks all night. Why did I go out? I know that was my fault. But anyway, Stupid. Me being dumb and having too many drinks already, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go find a guy that'll buy me a drink. But I didn't really want to put much effort into it.
Shocker.
So I'm with my girlfriends and I'm like, what should I do? How should I, what should I say? How should I find a guy? Whatever. So they point at this guy that was across the bar that was kind of looking at me. And they were like, you have to walk up to that guy. He's already looking at you, blah, blah, blah. He looks interested. And I was like, okay, what should I say? And I was like, should I just literally walk up and be like, you really look like you want to buy me a drink right now? And my friends were like, yeah. They were hyping me up.
Oh, your little chicken-headed friends. Yeah. Not a good idea.
So much. They're like, you have to say that. That's so perfect. It's not. But anyway, I got so much courage up and I finally walked over to him. He was standing there with two of his guy friends and I just tap on his shoulder and he turns to me and I was like, you really look like you want to buy me a drink right now. And you want to know what he said? He looks me dead in the eyes and goes, no, I don't.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just go. Let me just go flush myself down the toilet or something. Jesus.
Walking up to a stranger and opening with an expectation of a free drink isn't an approach. It's a transaction with the audacity of a greeting. The friends hyping that strategy up did her no favors. The laugh that followed was the most honest response available.
He's not single because he can't get women. He's single because most of the women nowadays are not worth the investment. Getting women is not difficult, but keeping peace, that's the rare part. Men just simply don't want to deal with the mixed signals, the attention seeking, trauma dumping. It just feels like psychological warfare and it's exhausting. We're out here battling inflation, working our asses off. So when we sit back and look at everything that is required to be in a relationship, it's just I'd rather stay single. A lot of women probably think that if he's single, maybe there's something wrong with him. But in reality, we really don't want to gamble our peace for temporary beauty. Now, some women can be worth it, sure. But if she's bringing stress, drama, headaches, disrespect, it's just I'd rather just sleep peacefully alone. Peace over beauty is key.
Attending a singles event purely as anthropological research is the correct energy. Treating it like a field study rather than a genuine prospect removes the sting entirely and probably produces better content anyway.
Do you think you could pull in the club if you're like really trying?
None.
Sorry, chat.
You're trying, it was like a challenge that...
6.
6, okay, one night, 6. Oh yeah, respectable. Get a guy's number right now.
Oh no.
I'm gonna give you a prize.
Hey,
Right,
what's the
come on,
prize?
let's go.
What's the prize?
You're gonna find out if you get the number.
Right,
Okay.
come on then.
Come on, then.
Wait, what happened?
No, I didn't answer. You just have to wait. What if I find?
I mean, I'm a be honest with you. If a girl with braces approached me, it'd be a no, mate. Be honest with you.
Someone else to do it for, and I can watch you do it.
Alright, now we're filming on the meadows for the video. You know that already.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, any guy. Or genuinely, ask the other guy.
Can I get your number?
Why?
Because why not?
Wearing another man's cologne into someone else's relationship is the kind of psychological landmine that detonates years later in completely unrelated situations. The collateral damage from that level of carelessness is someone else's problem to manage indefinitely.
Single, and I'm just trying to be like aware of men in the world, okay? And do single men like go anywhere without a chaperone? Like I'm actually starting to panic. Like what are they? Like where
A chaperone?
are they? I feel like anytime I see a man vaguely my age, like a woman appears, a child appears, that is a father. Where are the single men? Where are they? Do they not go to the grocery store? I've like never seen a man at Target. How do you eat? Like you can't exclusively go to sports games with the bros. Where are you? Like I know I'm at a deficit because I go to like Broadway shows and tap dancing lessons and I work from home, but like I exist in public. I go out for drinks, I go to coffee shops, I go to the mall, I go to the store. Where are they? Where are they going?
It was just too good not to respond to. I honestly think it is true. Men nowadays are uninterested in the dating game. And they're most likely the good ones, which then leaves us ladies having bad experiences. And then we, in hand, want to get off the dating scene.
But they always want to blame a man. That's what she's doing.
So then we're both left screwed because all the good ones are out of the dating scene and aren't interested. When is this gonna change though?
Some men are only attracted to single women. I want you to cook on that for a second. The reason why that man lost interest once you fell in love is because that man wanted a single woman, not a committed woman. Even if he's the one you're committing to, he wanted a woman that didn't pressure him to be better, like a single woman would. He doesn't like you as a girlfriend that comes with too much expectation. That comes with you are requiring this man to be disciplined and consistent. No, he liked you as a single woman that was carefree about whether or not he actually showed up or not. And the very moment you started to get invested, he started not to like you anymore. Quit thinking all men are dating you so that it can go to the next level. Some men are just dating you with hopes it stays at the same level. That didn't want a relationship, he wanted a situationship. Point being, not everybody's dating you because they want to take you serious. That's why when you get serious, that gets mysterious.
An auction format where women compete for men would last approximately one event before being labeled problematic. The fact that the reverse format is considered normal says everything about whose discomfort the current system is designed to protect.
If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like we're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men, and I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know, and I can try to get the congregation together, and we could try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused.
Posting it publicly and then being surprised by the reaction is its own kind of cringe. Self-awareness is apparently not a prerequisite for an internet connection.
Men literally cannot comprehend that a woman is single by choice. Why? Because men are almost never single by choice.
You have to understand the difference. A man is single because he was rejected by the market. A woman is single because she rejected the market.
For the average man, loneliness is a state of starvation. But for a high-value woman, solitude is a luxury and a state of peace. He thinks you are crying into your pillow at night because he knows that if he was alone, that is exactly what he would be doing. Men need relationships for survival. They are looking for a maid, a mother, and a therapist. You are just looking for a partner. That is why he jumps from one relationship to the next without a break. He is terrified to sit with his own thoughts for even 5 minutes. He looks at your freedom and calls it loneliness because he has never learned how to exist without extracting energy from a woman. We are comfortable in the silence that terrifies him. We don't need a placeholder in our bed just to say we have someone. So when he tells you you're gonna die alone, he isn't predicting your future. He is projecting his own deepest, darkest fear. He can't believe you're happy because in his world, being single is a failure. But in your world, being single is a flex.
30 years of marriage built on actual conversation, genuine listening, and feminine energy deployed with intelligence rather than entitlement. She figured out what works and executed it. The women complaining about the dating market might consider that the variable worth examining is the strategy, not the men. So, why are more men choosing singlehood? If this collection of clips points to one conclusion, it's this. Many men believe the expectations, risks, and emotional costs of modern dating no longer justify the potential rewards. Whether it's dating norms, relationship expectations, or changing social dynamics, they've concluded that staying single offers more peace than participation. That doesn't mean every relationship fits this pattern, nor does it mean every man shares this view. But if more people are reaching the same conclusion through their own experiences, it's no longer just an online debate. It's a broader cultural shift. The real question isn't whether men are opting out. It's whether modern dating can change enough to make opting back and feel worthwhile. Thanks for watching MGTOW Voice. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Support us and help spread awareness for men around the world. We welcome a healthy debate and discussion, so feel free to comment and share your thoughts.